along, you can open to page 5 and read with me. So,
I don't have the book.
yeah, maybe you can peek over it. You said it was Jude, right? Okay, peek over at Jude's. So today they gave us a paragraph on Sherlock Holmes. And we're going to learn to take notes from the source and make it a keyword outline for it. And then we're going to learn to tell back the information orally from the notes that we have made. Also, sorry, real quick, we're using only pens in this class, no pencils, please. So if you have a pen, you can get that out. And the reason for that is,
your pen back?
do we need an extra pen?
I have an extra.
Oh,
I borrowed this pen from him.
okay, so do you have another one, Jude?
I have
Okay.
extra pen.
You can go ahead and use mine because I have my notes written, so I don't need it. And I'm
Does
using
everyone
this.
have one then?
I think we've all got one. So the reason for that, you guys, is erasing is not allowed. So basically, the goal is to think about what you're writing down before, instead of just hurriedly putting a bunch of stuff down, you're kind of putting more thought into whatever you're putting down on paper. If you do make a mistake or it's something you don't want, you just cross it out and you'll write above it the change that you want to make, okay? When you're doing the final draft, eventually we can do that in pencil or you can type it up, whichever one you prefer. Because by the time you're writing a final draft, you know what you want to say, and you shouldn't have to do any erasing, okay? Yes?
One other quick thing. Don't worry about your spelling on this. It's just your keyword outline. The goal is to get it onto
Yes.
the paper. So don't worry about
Yes.
it being perfect. Just think about your thoughts, and even if you're the only one who understands it, that's the goal. Okay?
Okay,
Yes.
good, because I'm a terrible speller.
Yep. Yeah,
Well,
we're not worried about
Spelling
spelling right now. That's not the focus. Yeah, like she said. Thank you for that reminder. So I'm going to give you some of the rules for the keyword outline. You can only use 3 words per sentence. We're going to pick 3 words to help us remember what the sentence was about. All right. You can use numbers, abbreviations, and symbols. Those are all free. So you can have as many of those as you want, but only 3 actual words. Okay. The biggest thing you want to do is just to try to pick the words that'll help you remember this information the most for later, okay? So we're going to go ahead and read the paragraph. So we're going to do it out loud. So Sherlock Holmes was a famous investigator in some of the most memorable detective stories ever written. The fictional character was born in 1854 in London, England. Details of his family are few and are hardly mentioned in any of the stories. Holmes liked classical music and the opera. He was observant, intelligent, and alert. He was also very good with disguises, which he used all the time while investigating crimes. Okay, so we are going to make a keyword outline for this paragraph here. Now, for each paragraph, so we're going to use, so go ahead and write whatever I put on the board for this time, you guys. So we're going to use a Roman numeral for each paragraph. All right, right now we're only doing 1 paragraph, so we only need 1. Okay, and that is going to count for the first sentence. So the first sentence is, Sherlock Holmes was a famous investigator in some of the most memorable detective stories ever written. What are 3 words that you think would be good to help us remember that sentence? Sherlock Holmes was a famous investigator in some of the most memorable detective stories ever written. I'll help you guys with the first one. So let's say Sherlock Holmes, because obviously, Sherlock Holmes. Now, since this is a name, it all counts as 1, okay? All right, so remember Sherlock Holmes. How about famous? Yeah, he was a famous detective. I think I'm going to have to get a different. Famous. And let's do one more. Let's say detective. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, so those are your 3 words. Thank you. I'm going to switch it. Those are your 3 words for that sentence. Okay? So then we're going to go underneath and we're going to write 1, 2, 3. So for the next sentences, okay? So the next sentence is the fictional character was born in 1854 in London, England. So, and you know what? You guys can go ahead and look. Sorry, I meant to tell you to turn the page, and I did not. Go ahead and turn the page to page 6, and you can look at the paragraph yourself. Let's go ahead and cover up page 7 because I want you guys to not miss the cheat sheet. All right, so we're on the second one. So, what is one of the? How about Abel? You do this one. Go ahead and let's pick 3 words out of this sentence here. And remember, numbers and symbols are all free. So what would be 3 good things to help remember?
3 important words.
Yeah, 3 important words from that sentence to help you remember it.
What does that sentence start with?
The fictional character was born in 1854 in London. Starting here, this sentence. Come up with 3 words.
Born 1854.
Good. So what we're going to do here with that is we're just going to put B, so to remember born, and then 1854. Now that's free. You still got 3 words you can pick.
So, London.
You can say London. We all know that's in England.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one more. What's another one to help you remember what's another important word in there that you think would be helpful to remember?
The only thing that I think would fit would be in the beginning, the name Sherlock Holmes in the beginning.
Okay, so
I think
character
that's too
would
late.
help. So they're talking about Sherlock Holmes. So the fictional character, maybe we could do fictional, so to help remember that he's made up.
Sure.
He's not true. So let's do fictional. Okay, good. Jude, do you want to work on the next one with me? So it would be details of his family are few and are hardly mentioned in any of the stories. What are 3 key words in there that you would help you remember that sentence? Good. Details and stories. Family and stories. Good. Very good. All right, Hannah, do you want to do the next one? Oh, would you like to do the next one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Holmes liked classical music and the opera.
Classical, maybe music.
Okay, so
Classical music.
classical, and we can just do like a little
Music note.
music note for
Mhm.
music.
And opera.
Opera.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? So here's the other thing, guys. Now that we know we're talking about Sherlock Holmes, you could do SH as just an abbreviation. You know, and that's free.
Mhm.
So you're like, oh, we know we're talking about Sherlock Holmes, so we can just say, oh, Sherlock Holmes here, classical music, opera. Okay, good, very nice. All right, I believe this is our last one, and I'll help you guys with this one. He was also very good with disguises, which he used all the time while investigating crimes. So, probably disguises. Disguises. To investigating and crimes. Okay, so we just keyword outlined that whole paragraph. Okay? So now the goal is to be able to tell back the story with our keywords here that we just came up with. I'll let you guys finish writing it down. Good? Oh, almost done. All right.
If you're writing in cursive, it's a lot faster.
All right. So now I don't know I mean, I think you guys can write in the book if you want to, because I don't, so you guys are welcome to use, if you'll look here, see they have it out for you already, so next time you can go ahead and just write in here, and we'll probably use the notebooks for when you have to write a draft of something, or your final draft if you're wanting to write it in pencil. All right, so you're welcome to write in the book, because they are for the using. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and tell this back orally. So I will take the first sentence. Sherlock Holmes was a famous investigator in many detective stories. Okay? Abel, do you want to try and take the next one?
The fictional character was born 1854 in London, England.
Lovely. Good. Jude, do you want to try to take the next one? Do you remember?
Details of his family were
In his stories. Good. We have one more. Details of. Oh wait, you said family, right? I'm sorry. Good. Very nice. Do you go ahead and take the next one, Hannah?
okay. Holmes liked classical music
Perfect. And he was a master of disguises in many of the crimes that he investigated. All right, see how that helped us to, instead of just saying, write your opinion about this paragraph or write something about this paragraph, when that is said, your brain kind of goes, oh shoot, what am I going to write? Where when we do this, you can reshape it kind of to your own story. It does not have to be the same as the paragraph that was written. The idea is to rewrite it with the same details in your own words, okay? And this helps to kind of give you an idea of, oh, what did we just talk about in each sentence? And it gives you some key words. Oh, that's right, we were talking about this, and you can re-say it in your own words, okay? Good. So we are going to, you guys did that really good. So do you think we took good enough notes for this paragraph? Was it easy to remember, like, what the sentences were? Yeah? All right, good. The biggest thing is this also helps you to learn how to think about a paragraph, okay? It really pushes your brain to, like, re-say the paragraph clearly, all right, and in your own words. I kind of just said that over again, sorry. Okay, let's go ahead, and I want you guys to try and go ahead and write it out, a paragraph, from this keyword outline. We tested it orally, and it sounded pretty good. So now I want you to go ahead and write it out into a paragraph, okay? And do the best you can. So yeah, go ahead and you can do it. Sorry, what was that? Okay, so the other rule I was going to tell you guys was you always have to have double spacing when you are writing a paragraph. So that way, if you do make a mistake, so if you'll look,
2 spaces.
yes, so you're going to, between each sentence, you're going to leave a space free, a line free, okay? That way, if you do make a mistake, you can cross it out. You have space in between your sentences to write your changes, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so go ahead and go ahead with our outline here. Go ahead and try to write out your sentences. And with every paragraph, you're going to, actually, if you could wait just a minute, Jude, I have a couple more rules I was going to tell you. Whenever you start a paper, you want to have your name and your date in the left-hand corner. All right, so go ahead and get onto a fresh piece of paper. Yep, you're good. So you're going to do your name and date up here in the left-hand corner. Name, date underneath. Okay, and we're not going to worry about, the title is already Sherlock Holmes. So go ahead and write your title in the center. So you can do that on the line below if you need to.
Okay, what's
today's date? That is a good question.
It's the 14th.
Yes.
So
14th.
probably, do you want them to write their paragraph below their keyword outline so they can see their keyword outline?
Yeah, or I mean, we have it right here too, so they can just do it off the board for now.
So what's that, September 14th?
It's September 14th. So if you want to write out September all the way, you can, or you can just do 9, 14, 23. a little bit easier. Very good. So you want to make sure you always have your name and date in the left-hand corner. You always want to have double spaced, all right? And you want to have your title in the center of the paper. So, so what you would do is you'd put the date right underneath your name here. Okay? No, it's okay. All right. Okay, good, Jude. It's okay. You both did the same thing. So we'll practice. Go ahead and write the date right underneath your name. And just cross out the date where you had it. And then go ahead and write Sherlock Holmes in the center of the page, because that is your title. We'll just share the title for now. Eventually you can come up with your own title, but for now, for practice, just do Sherlock Holmes. So right on the first line, you do Sherlock Holmes right here. Okay? So you would do it, so since that's there, just do it on the next line down for now. Just Sherlock Holmes right in the center. Good?
I'm not very good at making
Best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. That's just the general idea. The reason for it being in the center is so that you can see it, and people are like, oh, their eyes are going to be drawn to it. So like, oh, this is what it's about. Okay? All right, so go ahead and let's work on the first sentence. So I want you guys to retell the sentence in your own words. Go ahead and write it out. And you're going to do an indent when you start. So, yep, good. You just start slightly in from the page on your first sentence, because at the beginning of the paragraph, you start just slightly in on the paper. Okay, so that people know that's where you start. It's the first sentence, so you start slightly in. Okay, so go ahead and work on making that first sentence. And if you guys are having a little bit of trouble remembering what it is, we can look back at the source if you need to. You absolutely can't remember what this is about, you can look there. That way you don't have to do it at home for this week. And once you guys are all finished with that first sentence, go ahead and let me know.
With the
Yep.
sentences, but
So
if
you'll
I'm
just continue the sentence right here on the next line. You just skip one and go right down to the next one.
one line between each.
Exactly. Correct. I'm not worried about handwriting right now, guys. Just as long as you can read it, that is good for me.
I already have some of these little things.
That's okay. It's gonna take a little practice at first. It's okay. All right, so go ahead and just finish out on that line, and then we'll just start on the next one. All right. Does everybody have their first sentence finished? So if you are finished, why don't you go ahead and read yours out loud to me, Hannah?
Sherlock Holmes was a famous detective. That's all I have right now.
That's fine. Hey, that works. He was a famous detective. Jude, can you spell yours?
Sherlock Holmes was a famous detective and the
Perfect. Good. Go ahead and you guys can start working on the second sentence. this out loud.
Sherlock Holmes was a detective who became famous for solving very difficult mysteries.
Lovely. That sounded great. Awesome. All right, go ahead and work on the second sentence.
Supposed to add that before.
So if you can just cross it out.
I'm gonna have to cross out the whole thing.
That's fine. Cross the whole thing out. And
Just
right,
above it?
right above it. Yeah, and so you only need to leave one line in between.
Oh, I
each
meant
one.
to.
It's okay. Guys, it's gonna take practice. It's not a big deal. All right. If you guys, you need to, for good writing, you have to be willing to change things and to rewrite it. So if you have to cross it out, that's okay. All right. Are you finished with the second sentence? Okay. Why don't you go ahead and read it?
This fictional character was born in 1854 in London, England.
Lovely. If you're finished, you can just go right to the next one. Okay. Go ahead.
Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character born in 1854 in London, England.
Perfect. Very good. Go ahead and work on the next one.
I'm done.
Kind of wrote the same thing.
The fictional
Character was born in 1845
54. Sorry. It's okay. It's all right. But yes, you wrote it down correctly. I see you wrote it. You're good. That's great. Okay, go ahead and move on to the next one.
Okay, I think I have it.
Okay, go ahead, Jude.
The details of his stories rarely mention his family in all of his investigations.
Lovely. That sounded great. I love how you guys have such different perspectives. It's wonderful. That is the point of this class. So that is great. go ahead.
He was a fan of classical music and loved opera.
Perfect.
Okay, I got this one.
Okay, go ahead.
In the stories of this great detective, details of his family are rather few.
Good. Very nice, Abel. Go ahead on to the next one.
I've just finished.
All right.
Details of his family are barely mentioned in any of the stories.
Lovely. You guys are great at this. All right, go on to the next one. Number 3. Good, you? For the number, are you on number 4? Okay, go ahead.
He was a master of the art of disguises and often used them in his investigations of crime scenes.
Beautiful. That was lovely. Nice job, bud. That was great.
I'm done.
All right, go ahead.
Holmes loved classical music and the opera.
Lovely. And you've got one more? Oh, okay. Very good. Jude, you can go ahead and write down this lower section here. Okay. Go ahead.
Sherlock Holmes' taste in music consists of classical music as well as opera.
Good. Very nice. You guys are all doing so good at this. You're all very unique in your sentence. What's the word I was looking for? I lost it. You're doing a good job. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I was like, it starts with a C. It's right there. Your sentence compositions. Thank you. Good job. Okay. Okay.
Sherlock did very well in abusing disguises when investigating his crime.
Very good. Very nice. Good job. So that's basically the general idea of how we're going to rewrite in our own words a paragraph that we've just read, and it's saying the same thing but in your own words. Okay? So we're going to be doing that throughout the whole book of Narnia. They're going to give us sections of the book that we're going to do that. Okay? And finishing up, we're going to learn a word every week too, kind of a bit of a word study. So the word this week is indignant, and I put the meaning underneath here. All right.
So do I just write that down?
Yep, you can go ahead and write it down if you're finished. And
Or
they
put it in a page, or can I do-
used this word in the chapter 1 of Narnia somewhere, which I don't actually have the book with me.
I think I remember.
Do you remember it?
I've been reading the first book. I think I'm on like chapter 4 or something.
Okay.
But
Yeah, the reading assignment for this week is 2 through 4, so you're ahead.
Magician's Nephew?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm.
You're ahead. Well, it's hard not to be when you're reading Narnia. You're not going to want to have to. You might have to read the whole thing and then go back and review the chapters that we're on. That's what would happen with me.
I've finished.
Okay, go ahead, Hannah.
He was observant, intelligent, and alert. Also, he was very good with disguises, which he used all the time while investigating.
Very good. Nice job, you guys. I am very impressed with your compositions.
So where do I write this down on the previous?
So you can just flip the page, or right underneath your paragraph is fine. You can. You don't have to write this down. I just made you do it because he was done early. So if you want to write down the word, you can. I'm trying to spark your memory and see if you remembered reading it in the first chapter.
I would like to write it down. Do I do it on
Go
the
ahead. You can
the
just
same-
do it
can I
below.
on the same page, or
Yeah, you can do it on the same page. You can just do it below. I'm not super worried about this first paragraph, you guys being like a perfect composition. All right, we're just practicing doing the keyword outlines at this point. All right, and then if you guys are wanting, I'm not going to give you homework this week besides the reading, but if this was fun and you want to do more, you can. In the first chapter, there's the next. There's another paragraph. The next paragraph, it's called Sydney Paget, and she was the illustrator for Sherlock Holmes. So if you want to, you can practice doing a keyword outline from that paragraph again, and just go through each sentence like we just did. All right, and then you can write it out again in your own words if you want to do that. It's optional. All right, there's actually 2 paragraphs. There's also Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So if you guys want to do some practicing, there's 2 of them there. You can practice doing your keyword outline. But that is about all I have for today. Today was just practicing the keyword outline. Next week will be a little more fun. We're going to add in the ly adverb dress up. So that'll be fun. Okay? And so why don't you go ahead and write down the reading assignment. Even if you've read it already, maybe just review it before you come in next week so that you kind of remember what those chapters were about. But so for the last couple minutes, go ahead, you can write down the word and the meaning and the reading assignment. But good job today, you guys. You did really great. Hope that was helpful.
Mhm.
Clear enough for you to understand? Yes? Okay, good.
Good job condensing it down, like when you do CC, it's like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, my
I did
goodness.
it too,
Whew.
and it was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So it's good that you did a good job of condensing it down. I was like, oh,
I
I shouldn't have fit all of that.
totally
But
understood it way better than I did.
Well,
Yeah.
good. I am glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense now. It doesn't just sound like a bunch of random
Gibberish.
stuff. I know. I was like,
Good, good. Well, I wasn't sure if we were going to actually write out a whole paragraph, and I was like, we could just go through and keyword outline a bunch, but I feel like it's helpful to go through one whole thing so that you understand the whole process of the keyword outline and then writing from that outline. And so that's kind of what I decided to do, because we could have done the other paragraphs, but there's not enough time to do all of them. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, just remember to bring a pen next week. There might be, we don't have any. Oh, we do. That. So next week there are extra pens in here if you don't have one.
notes to bring from next week. A notebook, a pencil.
Nope, you just keep this notebook. Keep this notebook with you along with your book. You can
unless you want more notebooks for other subjects.
yeah, exactly. Yes. So you can. I'm gonna put this here. But yeah, you can just keep that for your writing class because you will need it for writing out stuff. But good job, you guys. Nice work. I don't remember what's on the schedule next. Right here. Next is one of your electives. So I believe you are going to the kitchen.
I think so.
For
'cause I think
cooking?
She said she went to set up.
All right. So, yeah, I will see you guys next week. Good job. And you guys have your reading assignment written down? Okay.
So do we take this home?
Yep, you take that home with your book. Just keep them together. Good job, you guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for teaching.
Yes, of course. And I will look into maybe seeing about getting 3x5 cards for your words, for the word study. That way you can have like a little stack of cards for some new words. Because the idea too, you guys, is that you're learning new words so that you can make your writing a little bit more exciting and fun. You can use some bigger, different selections.
Someone playing is it?
I think there's a music class going on. Yeah. All right, go ahead and head to the kitchen, you guys. Nice work.
Sounds like when my brother picks up my ukulele.
Well, who knows? Maybe that's what
I have a
he's doing.
ukulele too.
It was nice to meet you guys too.